Hey everyone, and welcome to the Art of Online Marketing live show. My name is Denise Allison. I am the owner of Strategro, and I help you grow with social media and live video. So for the past few weeks, we've been talking about Instagram. So what I want to do today is talk about using hashtags on Instagram. So it's always a really popular and convoluted topic whenever it comes up in my workshops, which it always does, even if it's not planned, because people always have questions about what hashtags are, how to use them, and most importantly, how to use them and implement them to grow your following and grow your business. So while we're on the topic of Instagram, today at noon, so that's in about 2 hours, so at noon Atlantic, I'll be hosting a live online training, and it's called Grow Your Business with Instagram, What Every Entrepreneur Should Know. So if you want to sign up for that, I have pre-inserted the link in the comments above, so you can just click there and you can sign up for that noon session. If you are watching the replay of this anytime after noon Atlantic, well, we're already doing it, so you've missed it, but it'll be coming up again. So if you're watching this live, definitely go and check that out and sign up, and hoping to see you there. So before we get into today's topic of hashtags, I want to go forward with a new segment that I like to call Things You Can Buy on the Internet. So a few weeks ago, I was on Instagram and I saw this ad, and I ordered a headband that has headphones in it. And the reason I ordered this is because most of the time when I go to sleep, I am listening to something on my phone, and the earbuds, they kind of like jab in my ear, and I move around a lot, and I like go from ear to ear, and then I like sleep on them, and then I get little like bruises all over my back from sleeping on them. So I thought, a headband would be super awesome because I won't have the earbuds in my ear, it won't hurt my ears, and I'll just be able to lie flat on it. So I ordered this. I feel like it was a few months ago. Like, this literally took forever to get here. So I ordered it and it came in yesterday. So Bluetooth headband headphones, which is now what I'll call them because I don't think that they actually have a name. So, I mean, first of all, this looks like someone cut off the bottom of a toque, but here we go. And so you put it on. You put it on, and the speakers are supposed to be over your ears. But when I put it on like this, which I'm like 99% sure this is the way it goes, look, the speakers are here on both sides. Speakers are here, and my ears are here. So the speakers don't really cover my ears in the way it's supposed to go. And the reason I think it goes like that is because, I mean, this is the back seam right here, and when I put it like that, that's where it ends up. But if I'm a rebel and I put it on backwards, then at least the speakers here cover my ears. So that's challenge number one. Challenge number two is, look at how big these speakers are. Like, if I sleep on this, it's going to jab into the side of my head and in my ears. So the whole idea of being a little bit more comfortable with my headphones is not really going to happen with these huge honkin' speakers. I thought they would be a lot flatter and sleeker. And I mean, I know this looks really cool, but if I go to sleep like this, I'm gonna wake up with like a mullet looking hairdo the next morning, and it also might cut off the circulation in my head, and this giant seam is gonna leave a mark right there. So my awesome plan of grabbing these headphone headband things and being able to sleep a little bit more comfortably isn't really going to work that well. So I didn't try to sleep with them last night because I was too busy laughing, but I'll let you know how that goes. But they do work, right? They work. Okay, so moving on to today's topic, now that that's done with. So moving on to today's topic, using hashtags to grow your Instagram following. So like I said, hashtags are always a huge topic whenever I do any type of speaking. And honestly, I did a hashtag episode a few months ago, but because it's such a big topic, I am going to do it again, and I'm just going to share really simple and the basic things that you need to know about hashtags. And so this is aimed for people who aren't using hashtags and aren't really quite sure what the whole deal is. So if you're already using hashtags, you're free to go. Okay, so what you need to know about hashtags is this. They are a great way to grow your following. They're a great way to get more engagement, and they are a great way to get more visibility with your Instagram. And all of these things kind of work together in your Instagram presence, because the more engagement you get, the more people end up seeing your posts, and the more people end up following you, and it's kind of like this this cycle. So the important thing to know is that you reach more people who are outside of your initial circle when you're using Instagram hashtags. So what is a hashtag? A hashtag is a keyword that helps you connect with other people who have like-minded interests. So when you post on Instagram, you're able to tag your post with a hashtag, and you can post as many hashtags as you want, or as few hashtags as you want. So there's not really a limit. Basically, the limit is whenever you reach the character limit. I have seen people do it effectively with one hashtag at a time, and I've seen people put 30 hashtags at a time. It's really up to you and what the essence of your post is and what's in it. So every time you post an image with a hashtag, those posts can show up in a search done by other users who are looking for that hashtag. So what I want to do is I want to look at an example for you today, because it's kind of hard to explain if you're not seeing what's happening. So this is not what I want to show you. Okay, so here is my phone. So you click over here, open up Instagram, obviously, and then what you're going to do is I want you to go over to the search. So what happens, people go in the search and they look for things that they're interested in. So let's say that I'm looking up, I'm looking for natural skincare. So I did this to test it right before we actually went live, but natural skincare. Hashtag natural skincare. So there's 1.8 million posts that have put the hashtag natural skincare. So these ones you're seeing here, these are the top ones, and then you go down and you kind of see them by the most popular ones. And if you click over here to recent, these are the most recent ones. So some of these seem pretty random, I know. Some of these, like, okay, so here is an actual skincare brand, as you can see, and they've put hashtag natural skincare. That's one of the benefits and the features that they must use in their marketing. So go back. What else do we have here? So what else can I show you that makes sense? So these are all tagged natural skincare. So it's something that is part of the plan of all of these businesses and all of these brands. So what's going on in this one, the coffee one? So Whose Monday looked like this, and then there's the coffee. They don't talk about skincare at all, but I assume that this business, New Body, sells skincare, and then this is just kind of a post they're using, but they're using the hashtag because it's kind of an overall, it's an overall brand value of theirs. So the hashtags that you use, let me just go back to not seeing my phone for a sec. So the hashtags that you use really do need to be relevant to either the post that we're talking about or your overall business and your business values and kind of the words that have to do with your business and what's going on there. So if I post a picture of me at Disneyland and I put hashtag Disneyland, that is relevant. If I'm not at Disneyland, obviously it is not. So you can have these overall hashtags that apply to your business, and you can slip them into your post even if that's not necessarily what the post is talking about. So that coffee post with small, medium, large, and Monday, that post itself had nothing to do with skincare, had nothing to do with natural skincare, but the business itself, one of their overall brand values is natural skincare. So they've slipped that in so that when people are doing that search, their post pops up in that search, even though that specific post isn't about skincare per se, but the business is. Got it? Okay, so you can create any hashtag you want, and like this kind of confuses people sometimes. There's not like a master list of hashtags that exist. They are created by users like me and you, and all you really need to do is put the hashtag sign, formerly known as the pound key. You got to put the hashtag sign in front of a word or multiple words. As long as there's no spaces, you can put hashtag multiple words. So here are a few rules that I have for you when you're using hashtags. So one is don't hashtag hijack. So hashtag hijacking is when you are using a hashtag in your post and it's a trending hashtag. So last year, what was there? There was that unicorn frappuccino thing. There's all kinds of people who were hashtag hijacking that because it had nothing to do with their post and had nothing to do with their business. And if you put something like hashtag Yanny Laurel, which was a huge deal last week, and you were putting a post that had nothing to do with the that debacle, and you're just using it to get into the search pages, that is hashtag hijacking. Another thing I don't want you to do is copy and paste the same hashtags over and over and over again. And the reason for that, yes, it'll help you save some time, but the reason for that is because Instagram is going to start to see it as spammy if you keep putting exactly the same hashtags all of the time. So you do want to mix that up a little bit. You want to get a little bit of variation. And I mean, you're not going to get the benefit if you don't play around with seeing what hashtags work for you to talk to new followers. And then the other thing is, don't be afraid to go back and either change hashtags in old posts or add hashtags or add in new hashtags. So you might look back and be like, oh, this hashtag is perfect for my business, and a handful of these posts is really, really applicable too. So you can go back and you can change those hashtags if you want. So my recommendation for you, there's a million, maybe billion possible hashtags that you could use. I would recommend doing a search and seeing which hashtags work best for your industry. I'm getting kind of tired of saying the word hashtag and my mouth's not working anymore. So go and see what hashtags work best for your industry. So you can do that by doing a Google search of what hashtags work best for blank industry. You can also go over to Instagram and you can search some bigger names in your industry, maybe some similar businesses or complementary businesses, and see what hashtags they're using. I would recommend clicking on it and seeing what comes up to make sure that it's not some kind of weird conspiracy where it's not actually relevant, but I would click on it, see what comes up, and if it has the same vibe as what you're doing in your business, then definitely go with that. So that is a way that I look for new and relevant hashtags as well, by going to Instagram and checking out what some bigger guns are doing with that. Okay, and then this is a question that I get all the time, and it's what's up with the people who are hashtagging an entire sentence, or they're telling the story in a hashtag. So The answer to that is they're just being facetious. Like, they're not really doing that to show up in the search or to show up to relevant people. They're doing it because they're being silly, and it's just something that they're doing. They are putting the message in the hashtag instead of in the caption. So that's not really going to do you any good, because the thing you need to keep in mind with your hashtag is it needs to be something that someone is going to search. No one is going to search your really obscure sentence as a hashtag. So they're just doing that to be silly and foolish. So that's not a great business strategy. It's just people doing that for the heck of it. And sometimes people are just mocking hashtags, which is fine. They're kind of an odd kind of thing, but that's, I don't recommend doing that for your business. No. Okay. All right, so I hope that was helpful for you. Just want to give a really quick rundown of what hashtags are. So again, the important thing that you need to know is using hashtags can help you reach people who are outside of your existing circle, who have similar interests and similar values to you and your business. So they help you reach more followers, gain more followers, get more engagement, because some people do go and search for these things and want to look for new posts that are all about this specific thing. So that is kind of the point, to reach more people out there in the world of Instagram. So in case you're wondering, hashtags are a thing on Instagram, and they are also a thing on Twitter. They're not such a thing on Facebook. They're actually seen negatively in the eyes of Facebook users. So I don't really recommend using them for Facebook, but on Instagram, they're awesome. And I personally saw a huge increase in my followers when I started using more hashtags, more relevant hashtags to myself and my business. So hopefully that helps you. And if there's any questions, feel free to ask here. There aren't any right now, so good. It means that I didn't miss any of them, is why it's good. Please ask all the questions you want. Okay, so I hope you like this, and we'll be continuing to talk about Instagram next week. And again, if you are ready to learn more about Instagram today, I have a live online training happening at noon, and it's called Grow Your Business with Instagram, and you can find the link to that right above here. So I will see you at noon Atlantic for that training. And if you don't join me for that, I will see you again next week at 10 a.m. for another episode of The Art of Online Marketing.